So in 2018, on Adoption Sunday, 3 years ago, almost to the day, is when we first felt like God was calling us into this whole idea of fostering. And so what it really turned into next for us was about 18 months or so of really praying and going through the licensing process to ultimately become foster parents in the middle of a pandemic in 2020 in May. And one thing that really stuck out to us throughout that time was a verse in Psalms, Psalm 68, where David describes God as this protector of the widows and father to the fatherless. And that really stuck out to us as we were just weighing our calling into this space, because over time we really felt like, yes, this is what we're being called to do. And so from May to now, we've had roughly 20 children in our home. Anywhere from the ages of 0, a newborn baby, to 16-year-old teenagers. And that's in addition to our 3 biological kids that are all under the age of 6. And so we really feel like God has called us to this over the last 18 months.
One response we typically get when people find out we're foster parents is they'll say, "Oh, that's so generous of you." And we just want to point back to God's generosity towards us, that He sent His Son Jesus to die for us, and His love is so generous towards us that we're both broken and messy people, and the foster care system is very broken and messy, and we just want to extend that love and mercy from God back to the families that we're helping. And it's honestly been such a gift to us, because fostering has increased our reliance on God so much and deepened our prayer lives. It's really expanded our worldview. It's been a great way to talk to our kids about what it looks like to have biblical compassion and justice. And we really just feel like God's been doing so much in us while He uses us to love these families and kids.
Yeah, and we really believe that God has given us a lot of things. He's given us our home, our kids, our money, even our lifestyle, to that matter. And really, it's our exchange, or like our outpouring of our love for Him, that calls us to give back into these kids. You know, I really think that we'd be crazy if we didn't believe in Jesus for doing this, like the sacrifices that we make day to day, and how we have to maybe arrange our lives, and some of the hardships. Really, I feel like we grow and have so much more joy in Jesus because of the fact that we are fostering, as opposed to if we weren't fostering. And day to day, our happiness maybe is up or down, but we know that we have joy in Christ every single day. We can wake up to His mercies every day. And no matter what hits us when it comes to the fostering perspective, we're able to handle it because of He's called us to this, and it's out of our love for Him and His love for us through His Son Jesus that we can do this every day.
Yeah, one verse that I really repeat to myself is Isaiah 58. "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your desire in scorched places, and make your bones strong, and you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters do not fail." And Jesus is that spring for us that keeps us going and allows us to keep going on the hard days, and just experience His grace and mercy along the way.
Yeah, and the Jubilee community, I think, has been really important as we think about our fostering experience. There's other families at the city location, Sunset Hills, the Lake Washington, who are all in this, this life with us that we can go and lean on. We can text when something's going tough. We can get meals, feel taken care of. We can get ministered to, and also just share our experiences as we go through it. So without that community, on top of God calling us to this, it would be impossible for us to really I think do this at all, or even do this remotely well.
And I just think all the time that if He's called us to this, He will see us through it. And yeah. I think we rest in that every day, that we don't always know why, but we know He's with us.